This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy Sim. And ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks won the game 113-109, but it wasn't impressive. Jalen Brunson was impressive, but the Knicks weren't impressive, in my opinion. I feel like they looked at the Wizards as being a joke. Really, that's the way I feel about it. I feel like they looked at the Wizards as being a joke and that they were going to win the game regardless. This is the type of game that, obviously I want the Knicks to win. But this is the type of game where if they lost, you would say they deserved to lose. Bottom line is you can't take any team lightly in the NBA. I felt like the Knicks took the Wizards lightly, and they almost gave up a loss. They almost lost. Listen, I felt like the Knicks were going to win the game all along. There's no doubt about it. I did. I felt like the Knicks were going to win. Even when the Wizards took a 1-point lead, there was almost no doubt in my mind that the Knicks were going to win, but I just didn't feel like the Knicks took it serious. That's the problem sometimes when you play a lot of bad teams in a row and you're beating them, even if you're beating them when you're hurt, right? Because the Knicks can look at Memphis. They struggled against Memphis. Jalen Brunson was out. They won. They lost to Orlando, but they can look and say Orlando's not a bad team. Right? And then they beat whoever last night. Then they beat Washington tonight. This is the type of thing that can go, it can seep into their mind like, we can step on the floor and win basketball games. And it's going to take some of those bad losses for them to learn. And those bad losses are the ones that set you back. Right? Those losses against teams that you're not supposed to lose to are the ones that set you back. Like when they lost to Orlando. Orlando's a good basketball team. But they could have and should have won the basketball game. When you take a loss like that, it really does set you back. Any loss sets you back, but those set you back a little bit more, in my opinion, because you're supposed to win those type of games. The Knicks were supposed to win tonight, and they did. But it just didn't feel like they took it seriously. You know what I mean? You got to take these games seriously, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure you support the channel. You can support the channel by hitting that Cash App, which is $nothing-but-Knicks, or through PayPal at paypal.me/nothing-but-Knicks. I did put that information in the chat. And I will pin it to the top of the chat as well, ladies and gentlemen. It's also in the description of the video. And while you're at it, while you're taking a look, or if you're hooking me up with a Cash App, or if you can't hook me up with a Cash App, take a look at those Jalen Brunson Captain Clutch hoodies, because Jalen Brunson was clutch tonight. No doubt about it. Jalen Brunson was clutch. He hit big shot after big shot. They couldn't stop him. 41 points for Jalen Brunson tonight. The Washington Wizards couldn't do anything with Jalen Brunson at all. He really did power the Knicks to a win tonight. Anytime the Knicks needed a big shot, Jalen Brunson knocked it down. And we see this a lot of nights. And this was a night where the Knicks, playing kind of stuck in the mud, needed Jalen Brunson to come up big, and he did. Came up big. All right, let's take a listen to Tom Thibodeau and his little post-game presser. All right, and then we'll get into breaking down the box score, game stats, and take a couple of phone calls. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, this is your guy, Tom Thibodeau.
The challenge for the group, second round, but back-to-back, obviously Washington didn't go ahead. What do you think separated you guys tonight from them?
We didn't play great, obviously, but we found a way to win, which is the most important thing. Our turnovers were costly, but just find a way to win the game. That's the bottom line.
And just Jalen, fourth quarter, 20 points, 3 assists. Is that just what you expect?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was the way the game unfolded. We ended up scoring 40, but we gave up 37. So, we want to be at our best in the fourth quarter, and I think that's important. And we have to understand the intensity is different in the fourth quarter than the first 3. And so our decision making, like we're trying to thread the needle, like too much. And you just got to read the defense and make the right play. And when we do that, we get really good shots. But Isaiah rebounding, Julius, some big plays, clutch shots. Dante, OG was OG. He's something.
Not to be captain of many teams, but OG hit 43 tonight, 43 last night. How do you know he can handle that?
He played in Toronto.
Do you think, can he give that to you nightly, or is
No, I don't. It's like in the end, sometimes that's what's called for. So you do what you think is called for, and in the end, the minutes will be where the minutes are. And right now, we got to find our way as we're adjusting. So find a way to win, and then build our rhythm, concentrate on improvement, and it takes some time. So that's where we are. Just go day by day. And, some guys are playing big minutes. We're shorthanded. That's what happens.
Tom, OG actually sat for a couple of minutes in the third, but your other 4 starters went the whole way in the quarter. Just why'd you go away from your regular rotations?
Just find a way to win. So, the way the game was unfolding, then that one group to start the fourth, played really well. So we rode that a little bit. So just find a way to win.
What did you make of the second unit that you put out there at the end of the first quarter and the top of the second, and what they were struggling to get some offense going?
Yeah, it was choppy, so, and again, it wasn't just that unit. It was sort of the way we got the lead early, and then we got loose, and that was with our starters, and our bench came in, and, we were loose with them, and, they played with a lot of energy. They've been off, for a couple of days, so, that's part of it. When we're on the back-to-back, we just got to find a way to win.
What did you say at halftime with the score being so close?
It's an NBA game, so you have to play for 48 minutes. There's going to be runs, come out. We felt the problem at the half was our turnovers, and I thought the defense was actually pretty good with the exception of live ball turnovers where we gave them easy baskets. Once we wanted to take care of that, but we continued on the path of we're trying to thread the needle, and you can't do that. They're active and they collapse into the paint, and so those interior passes weren't there.
Jalen had 20 in the fourth quarter or so.
Yeah.
Does he have a sense of knowing when the game calls for him to take over like that?
No, I think the game tells him what to do. I think he made great reads. He got to the line. Then they changed the matchup. Then they went to the double team, and he got off the ball. He didn't fight it, and then Julius made a big shot off the double team. It was just a good basketball play by both guys playing off each other, and sometimes that's the way it unfolds. We scored 40, but obviously giving up 37 is not a good thing.
Thanks, Rick.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard him talk about Jalen Brunson. 41 points for Jalen Brunson tonight. 8 rebounds, 8 assists for Jalen Brunson. You know, big time play from Captain Clutch. Big time playing from Captain Clutch. 11-13 from the free throw line. Jalen Brunson. Julius Randle had 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. 19 points for OG Anunoby, 7 rebounds for OG. He was 6 for 9 from the field, 3 for 5 from the three-point line, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Dante DiVincenzo had 19 points. He was a flamethrower tonight. 5 for 12 from the three-point line for OG Anunoby. For Dante DiVincenzo. 1 technical foul for Dante DiVincenzo. Upset that he didn't get a foul call. I thought he should have gotten a foul call too. Then they hit him with the technical foul. 6 points, 17 rebounds for Isaiah Hartenstein. But, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Thibodeau's right. 17 turnovers against a team like the Wizards, who obviously, maybe playing with a little bit more pep in their step because of the trades that just went down. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Bagley, new to the team, came in, played admirably after not playing 7-8 games or whatever in Detroit. Came in and played decent basketball. So maybe some energy from the Wizards, who, like you heard Tom say, haven't played in a couple of days. But, when you have a high number of turnovers against a team like the Wizards, to me that says, you're just playing a little bit sloppy. You've seen it from the beginning. First pass of the game from Jalen Brunson to Julius Randle, and Julius Randle loses the ball off his fingertips because he took his eye off the basketball. You come down a few plays later, Dante DiVincenzo is throwing an oop to Julius Randle. Really? Julius Randle, he can get up a little bit, but he's not catching oops like that over individuals. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say, they kind of took this game for granted. My man Tony Crow in the building. My brother was popping with you, man.
What's good?
The Knicks had to pull this one out.
Yeah, man. I couldn't watch it fully, and it's probably a good thing. I was keeping track every time I peeked. The score was too close for comfort.
Mm-hmm.
So I know if I was really sitting down and watching it, I would have been yelling at the TV and everything else. I heard you mention the turnovers, and I think that's probably why the game was the way it was, because that team, the Wizards, play with the fastest pace.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're turning the ball over, that's literally playing right into their hands. You're giving them their easy offense, where normally, you know what I mean? You slow them down, you put them in a half court, they're going to struggle. You know what I mean? But you give them fast break opportunities or, turnovers that they could capitalize off of. You play right into their hands. So I think that's the main reason it was so close.
Yeah, the Knicks, again, I just think they took this team for granted. Sometimes you got to learn your lesson, you know what I mean? They didn't learn it tonight, but they're going to learn their lesson. The Washington Wizards, ladies and gentlemen, they were led in scoring by Marvin Bagley. No, I'm sorry. They were led in scoring by Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole had 24 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Marvin Bagley, second, with 20 points and 11 rebounds. That's a nice debut for Marvin Bagley, right? Hasn't even learned all of the plays, all the terminology, and all that kind of stuff. Came in and gave you 20 points and 11 rebounds. I'm pretty sure that was a boost for Washington, right? He gave him a little bit of a boost and whatnot, but still, no cause for this game to be as close as it was. But what do you think about Marvin Bagley in Washington?
I think he's gonna help. They needed another big. I don't know if he will ultimately start or if Gafford will start, but I think either way he's a nice compliment.
Mm-hmm.
I think he helps them a little bit on the defensive end, athleticism, a lot of areas they lacked. You know what I mean? He provides.
Yeah. Marvin Bagley was one of the guys when we were saying that we need a backup center. he was one of the guys on Detroit that I mentioned that the Knicks could try to pull away. You know what I'm saying? I think he would have did good. He might have did decent with the Knicks as a backup center. You know what I mean? Backing up Isaiah Hartenstein. But, it is what it is. Now he's in Washington. You know what I mean? But, I don't know. The Knicks got to they got to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? They got to tighten up. You know what I mean? They got to tighten up if they want to compete with teams that are above them. Right now, the Knicks are 5th in the Eastern Conference, 25-17. 5th in the Eastern Conference. Indiana's playing Sacramento right now. They're up by 9. Even if Indiana wins, they'll be, still a half game behind the Knicks. The Knicks right now are a half game behind Cleveland for the 4th spot. All right, and the Knicks play Toronto this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So, that's going to be exciting. You know what I mean? For the Knicks tonight, when you take a look at the game stats, ladies and gentlemen, again, they out-rebounded the Wizards 47-45. 22 assists tonight for the Knicks, 31 for the Washington Wizards. 6 steals for the Knicks, 9 for the Wizards, 5 blocks for the Knicks, 4 for the Wizards, 5 blocks for the Knicks, 4 for the Wizards. 17 turnovers for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. 17 turnovers. I mean, they had 22 against Memphis, but still, the Knicks are normally a team that turns the ball over 12, 13 times a game. They're a low turnover team. Tonight, 17 turnovers. Washington only 12. Right? They gave Washington chances all the way down the stretch of the game. They gave them chances. The Knicks shot 45% from the field. The Wizards 45.6%. The Knicks 34.2% from the three-point line. Not that great. They've shot better. The Wizards 32.3%. 56 points in the paint for the Wizards, ladies and gentlemen. 56 points in the paint, 48 for the Knicks. Second chance points, Washington 11-7. Fast break points, the Knicks 19-13 in fast break points. The Knicks just got to perform better. They want to be one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. They got to perform better. You know what I mean? Let me get to a phone call real quick. Silk, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
What up, son? What up, Tony? Man,
Peace, fan.
I love Dante, but he's just too loose with that damn ball. He be right at the rim trying to do these slick passes, oop this way, oop that way. Just shoot the ball. You're right there. Just shoot the ball. And Marvin Bagley always plays good against us. It's always one game a year. He has a good game against the Knicks. It just seems that way.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. He may get up for us or whatever, but he always had that one game a year.
Yeah, I mean,
but he'd be all over the place.
Yeah, maybe he does just get up for the Knicks. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What was your thoughts about the Knicks play tonight?
Sloppy. I see in the first quarter.
Right in the first quarter, right?
Randle wasn't as aggressive as he was last game. He wasn't even trying to take it to the hole early. He was shooting threes. He hit some of them, but you could tell when he's tired, he didn't want to go in there and bang. He just wanted to sit out there and shoot threes.
Yeah.
So you could tell that when he's not ultra aggressive in the game because he didn't think he needed to be in this game.
Right.
But sometimes Bagley gets up for Randle.
Yeah. I mean, Randle, I think I seen somebody earlier in the chat, I think it was Kevin, say, he's a little bit worried about Randle. I'm looking back to see where it is. But Randle hasn't played with the same intensity the last 3 or 4 games. He has good numbers tonight, right? Good numbers for Randle tonight, no doubt about that. But he hasn't played with the same intensity. Randle had 21 points, shot 47% from the field, shot 37% from the three-point line, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He did have 5 turnovers. But it's the intensity that I'm looking at that I'm not seeing. When he was on that stretch where he was scoring the ball like crazy, you know what I'm saying? He had, there was an intensity and aggressiveness to his game. I don't know. I don't know where it's going.
I'm gonna throw a little controversy out there. Because it kind of happened when that story came about, the Knicks were still thinking about trading Randle. That's when his game changed. His game kind of started to go up and down, this and that, when that story came out. And, Randle could get a little sensitive sometimes. So I'm thinking he might be thinking they might be trying to trade me. Might be not this year, but I think his game totally changed after that story came out. That he wasn't consistent no more.
I mean,
he's up and down.
You think it's that? You don't think he's used to that? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, who the story come from? Right? I mean, like those stories come out. I mean, ever since Randle's been with the Knicks, those stories have been coming out. No matter how good he's playing,
I know
those stories come out. You would think he's used to that by now.
What's the conspiracy? It's a conspiracy because there might not be nothing to it, but it's just coincidence. As soon as that story came out, his play started slacking off.
Yeah, I mean, I just like I don't know. I think with the trade of RJ, I think if that should have cemented in his mind that hey, I'm not getting traded anytime soon. They're building around me and Brunson.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
we need to replace Deuce, man. He ain't ready yet. He be sitting out there like for 5 minutes, just dribbling. Not making a move, not driving to the lane, not passing the ball, just sitting in there. He don't have that. He got to be quickly, but he ain't quickly. So he ain't ready for lead guard. Off guard, yeah, not lead guard.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Right now, they almost don't have a choice but to play him there.
What happened to Drain Washington Jr.? Bring him up and let's see what he can do. He's a quick kind of point guard scorer.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, like all those type of guys, Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff, they see those guys in practice. They know what they can do.
True.
We don't know what they can do on the NBA level, but I think they know what they can do. You know what I'm saying?
I like Deuce. He just don't know how to get in the hole. He don't have a set mood that he can break somebody down and get in the hole. He'd be thinking, and it's like 6 seconds gone already before you ain't even pass the ball to nobody.
Yeah,
he somebody down. He takes too long to get in the system.
No, and that was one of the arguments about with Jalen Brunson being out, the Knicks were taking so long to get into their sets and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And Deuce. Yeah, Deuce is not ready to be the lead guard right now. I definitely agree with that. He can play. He can do it in a pinch like he did when Brunson was out. You know what I'm saying? He can do it in a pinch, but he's not ready to be your lead guard, a full-time lead guard, or even a off-the-bench full-time lead guard. He played 7 minutes tonight. What you think about Evan Fournier playing? He played 5 minutes and 36 seconds.
See, that's how it's different with Fournier and Deuce. Deuce is always ready to play. I don't think Evan Fournier be ready to play. Because he's assuming he ain't going to play. I know it's hard. You're a shooter. You ain't played in 2 months to come out. But I don't think he comes prepared, ready to play. So when he gets the call, he always seems rusty. Only that one game, he came out and he played good when he first got taken out of the lineup. And he said, well, this is only one game.
I mean, they say
he don't come prepared like Deuce does.
Yeah, I mean, they say that he prepares every game that he warms up like he's going to play. I mean, it's still, when you get out there on the court, you know what I mean? If you ain't been playing in a while, it's
I hear you. A shooter needs rhythm. I get that.
Yeah, you got to get out there. You got to be moving. You got to be in the flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the only thing I'm worried about is we get the cat from Portland is that means he's going to keep grinding because I'm almost ready. Grind's got me done, man. He shoots so fast, and half the time it don't go in. I'm like, just slow down. Look, shoot. Don't be catching and shooting like the ball hot in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I know that might be his rhythm, but it ain't working. He ain't consistent with it.
Yeah, listen. The story that came out, I think, earlier today, and I do want to apologize to everyone. I was unable to do the game preview because I tested positive for COVID, so I had to spend time at the patient first, so I can get a confirmation on my home test. I mean, I literally just got home at like 9:45.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I watched the game at patient first on my phone. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was in there for mad hours waiting.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, I feel good. I'm stuffy, but I'm stuffy and I can't smell anything. But other than that, I'm good.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm good. You know, only other thing I'm upset about is I gotta miss practice.
Right.
I had to miss practice today. Can't, you know, we were supposed to have a game tomorrow, which it might be canceled because of snow. You know, if it's not canceled, then actually I think it's gonna be because the school closed already. They already closed. You know what I mean? But there was supposed to be a game tomorrow. If it wasn't canceled, I would have missed that. Game on Saturday. You know, if that's not canceled, I'm going to have to miss that. You know, I hate that.
Yeah, Sam, you got to get to the times. Just like the kids go to virtual for schoolwork, doctors visits virtual,
Listen,
you got to do virtual
hey,
practice,
listen. I told my assistant coach, right, because, you know, well, high school, they got the NFHS network, and just about every school has these cameras that follows the game. You know, so and I got to log into that network. So I told him, listen, I'll watch the game. You have me, you know, you just have me in your earpiece, and I tell you, you know, we talk about the game and what we think we should do. So that was going to be the plan.
Right.
You know.
Because I've been doing the virtual shoot. This code I've been doing for January 1st. I wasn't going to make no appointment going to no office call and they looking at me all funny. I did that sucker from home, man.
Nah, I feel you. But yeah, I don't know, man. You know, the Knicks, you know, I'm happy they got the win tonight, but I'm disappointed in the play.
And then people, I heard in Milwaukee chat, they said, you're going to love Dante, but he's going to frustrate you when he start missing some three-point shots. They're falling now, but when he start missing, he's going to frustrate you. I love Dante, but I can see the frustration sometimes.
Yeah.
With his looseness with the ball and he want to do fancy passes. And I love his game, his hustle, his defense, but he tries to be a little bit flamboyant sometimes.
Nah, I know he does. He does. I think that's kind of he's like a John Starks type of player.
Yeah.
Except he's not as fiery as, you know, he's not going to headbutt anybody, I don't think. But, you know what I'm saying? But, you know.
But he was slapping Poole's hand away from him. Poole trying to talk him with them 2 foul shots. Like, get away from me, man. Get away.
Yeah. You know. But,
yeah, we'll see. I think they're going to have some heartbreaking losses to somebody who they shouldn't be like Detroit for them to finally wake up and come prepared to play every game against these teams that they've been beating all year. Because what, they 17-0 against under 500 teams?
Yeah, against those type of teams.
They haven't lost to under 500 teams yet?
You know, something like that. You know. I mean, it'll take a loss to a team like that, a bad loss at a bad time, you know, for them to say, "Oh man, we gotta focus." This is what happens though when you play bad teams and you start winning a lot of games, right?
I know.
You know, that's how you fall into those trap games because you're beating all these teams, you're winning games, and then you fall into those trap games. Or sometimes you're playing all these bad teams, and then when you come up against a really good team, you're not used to the speed or the pressure or anything like that because you've been playing all these bad teams. You know, that's the one thing I hate about playing all these bad teams in a row. But, you know, what can you do? What can you do?
What are we doing? He screamed it out to them. What are we doing? He said we trying to thread passes. Nah, you that close. Just put the shot up. Stop trying to squeeze it into between 2 and 3 guys.
Right. No doubt.
So,
but hey, Silk,
it was
I appreciate it,
but
bro.
we got the win, so.
We got the win.
All right, fellas.
We got the win.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It don't feel like it, like you said, that other game with Memphis.
Yeah,
I know.
I know. I guess, you know, we blew them out twice. We was expecting another one, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They probably got tired of that.
You know,
you have a good one, though.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Have a good one.
Peace, man.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see, who do I see in there? Anthony D. He said, so what are we complaining about tonight? Knicks should have won by 27. Yes, that's what I'm complaining about. I felt like the Knicks were sluggish against this team and playing lackluster and didn't take the game as serious as they should have. Not just about did they win, they only won by 4. You know what I'm saying? It's about the focus. It's about that part of the process, right? If Washington just came out and they was playing, like gung ho, but the Knicks were playing gung ho too, and they only won by 4. That's one thing. But I just felt like the Knicks were playing like, we're gonna win this game. We won't even have to really show up. That's how I felt like they were playing right from the beginning, right from the jump. That's what I felt like. You know what I'm saying? And they got the win. You know what I'm saying? They got the win, but felt like they played lackluster. Let me get to another phone call. Call you live. Name me where you're from, please.
Hey, yo, this is Andre upon this rock. I'm from New Jersey.
What's going on with you, brother? How you feeling?
Nothing much. I changed my name. It's Andre Brown. I used to be on chat all the time.
Oh,
But
okay. Yeah. All right.
I want to agree with you. Like, the play was lackluster. What I'm noticing is that when we play against below 500 teams or teams that are not really winning, we tend to play a lot of ISO ball, man. The ball doesn't move. And you would think that after all the blowouts we got from the ball actually moving around, that it would click in our heads eventually that the ball has to move. It can't get stagnant. We can't have Brunson dribbling the clock out, then getting fouled on his way to the basket. And when he don't get the foul, you want to complain. The ball got to move. The point guard got to get the ball moving. And then he can attack because nobody else is really doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But before he can just straight up attack, you got to get the other guys involved too. That's why you're the point guard. What do you think?
I think it's a different basketball game today, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
I think it's a different basketball game, and I think it's like with Brunson. With Brunson, I'm just gonna say with Brunson. I don't know. I don't want to talk about any other guards. But with this basketball team, when Brunson attacks, it makes teams have to focus on him now, right? It makes teams have to focus on him, and then now he can start spreading the ball out. Because now they got to collapse on him, right? Because, Brunson, he deceptive speed, obviously he's got the footwork and all of those things. So he's going to score on you in the paint, and so now teams, oh man, here he is, boom, I got to collapse. Now you can start spraying that ball out to shooters, or to slashers, you know what I'm saying, or guys that's going to be able to, like Dante, OG, going to be able to take it and attack the closeout. You know what I mean? So I think that's what works for Brunson.
I definitely agree with that. I've seen point guards play like that. My thing is, though, how to put it, he took almost 30 shots today.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of shots. If we would have won the game like this today and Randle would have took almost 30 shots, everybody would be calling in right now to about how Randle almost gave up the game. You got to share the ball just a little more.
He had 8 assists. Yeah, 8 assists.
He also had almost 8 turnovers in the first half.
He did. There's no doubt about it. He did. But he did have 8 assists. I mean, he shot almost 52% from the field.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But when you're watching the game and you find yourself yelling at the screen like, move the ball. Move the ball, please.
All right.
But thanks for taking my call, Sam. I agree with you. One close to another. Thanks.
Appreciate you, brother. Peace.
Appreciate you. Peace.
Sim, let me throw a couple comments up.
All right.
Before they get too far. First off, the coolest 718. Hit that like button. Stop playing. And support the channel because we are still demonetized.
No doubt.
Hold up. My God. Oh, well, this one you had, so I'll let you address that.
Yeah. I mean, I just did. I don't know what else to say to Andy.
All right. My bad. J-Tap, he said, we talk about practicing.
Yeah, I'm talking about practice. I'm talking about practice. I love practice.
Mega, salute. Lights out all your equipment. You know what I mean? You don't want to.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Make sure that don't keep coming back.
You know what I'm saying? No doubt about that.
That was it. I just wanted to highlight them before they get too far.
look, people say stop complaining. I'm not complaining about the win. I'm complaining about the process to getting the win. You know what I'm saying? The process to getting the win means something because all of those processes lead to something in the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? Those processes mean a lot. And you got to learn how to be focused even when you're playing teams like the Wizards, right? You got to stay focused. And I'm not saying the Wizards, listen, they're professionals. They got pride, right? They got blown out by the Knicks twice. They should have got blown out by the Knicks 3 times, but they got blown out twice, and they're like, nah, we can't let this happen again. I get all of that. I get all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at the way I felt like the Knicks played is, for 3/4 of the game. I just felt like they played like we can turn it on at any time. That's how I felt. And I don't like that. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that means now that means you're looking at your own headlines. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes time to really turn it on, you're going to be stumped. That's all. I just want them to stay focused all the time. Just be focused, be on the grind. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at your own headlines. Approach each game like you're playing the Boston Celtics. And take care of business. And it's hard to do. I ain't gonna front. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. I mean, Sean Richardson said, Sim, you're talking about the process. What about the process of Thibodeau playing these dudes damn near whole games? This won't last. Bodies are going to drop by the playoffs. Listen, all I'm going to say is this. If you want Deuce and Josh Hart and Precious, who else be out there? OG. I mean, OG's playing mad minutes anyway. Who's Quentin Grimes. If you want those guys out there on the floor who can't score the damn ball for 20 minutes, put them out there. Go put them out there in 2K and see if you get wiped up. Those guys can't score the ball. Who else are you putting on the floor? That's what I'm confused about right now when people are complaining about the minutes the guys are getting. The bench is good defensively. They can't score the damn basketball, though. You know what I'm saying? So let's say that you don't put OG out there and you put Evan Fournier out there. You're probably still not scoring the ball. That bench doesn't score like that. They play defense, yes, they don't score. And when you have other teams, when you're playing good basketball teams, and they're putting 2 starters out there with the bench, 2 starters that can score now, out there with their bench units, right? But you got Grimes and McBride and Josh Hart and Precious out there on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to go with Evan Fournier, whatever, that's what you want to say, that group is going to get wiped up because they're not shutting down, a team that got 1 or 2 stars out there on the floor. It's not happening. That's the reason why the Knicks got to make another move. When they make another move and they bring in another one of these guys, because they lost quickly, right? And RJ. But, OG replaces RJ. They lost quickly. Another one of those, a guy that can get you a bucket, a guy that can run that second unit, a guy that can score. When they get another one of those guys, you'll start to see these minutes come down, I believe. Right? Because now the rotations will be a little bit different. Brunson won't have to play 40 minutes. Hopefully OG won't have to play 42 minutes. Because now the rotations can be a little bit different. But right now, who you putting out there?
I think OG's gonna play 40.
He might still play 42 minutes. He might still play 42 minutes.
To Tibbs, he fresh. You know what I mean? He new.
You know what I'm saying? But I just don't know who you putting out there right now. You know what I mean? Like, who you throwing out there on the floor that's going to do something? They're not doing. These dudes can't score the ball. They can't score it. So You got to play him. Got to play him. Got to play him. You know, I don't know. What do you think, Tony?
I agree. We need help. We need help for the second unit. If it's yeah, we need help for the second unit. But if it's a two that could start and DiVincenzo, maybe he could help the second unit. You know what I mean? Now that he's got his rhythm, I think early on, you know what I mean? I mean, he was still shooting the ball well early on. He just wasn't. He didn't have the attempts or the the confidence. But we definitely need help. And I don't know if DiVincenzo helps the second unit ball handling wise. You know what I mean? Like, I think he'll probably be the best guy in the second unit, you know, as far as with the capability. But I don't know if that's going to solve everything. But again, if he's in the second unit, that means somebody better is starting, and that'll help. But we need help. We need help. Whichever way we go about it, second unit, you know, starting, we need. Shout out to Josh. We need another ball handler.
We need a player. We need a player. We need a player. We need a player. Lonely Souls, thank you for the cash app. He said Grimes and Evan Fournier, first two subs, trade is imminent. That's what he's saying. He was saying, you know, the first two guys come off the bench. Trade is imminent. I mean, you know.
Fournier just lowered his trade value tonight.
Probably did. Yeah, I mean, a trade got to be coming somewhere. You know what I mean? I mean, look, the Knicks are looking hard. The rumors say, right, the Knicks are really looking hard to trade Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes is not happy in New York. So you would think, you know, something's coming soon. You know what I mean? Something's got to be coming soon. They got to be, you know, calling everybody in the league. But, you know, how, you know, when he's playing like he played tonight, Quentin Grimes tonight, 19 minutes, right? 0 for 5 from the field, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 personal foul. You know, teams are going to look like, what am I going to do with him? You know, he's making it hard to trade him. And if he wants to get out, I mean, you know, I don't know. It's making it a little tougher to trade him.
What's your thoughts on Bruce Brown? I've seen a couple people mention him in the chat.
I mean, I like Bruce Brown. You know what I'm saying? I guess my only question is, you know, does he give you the ability to run that second unit that you need, if that's what you're looking for? That's my only question.
The funny thing is, I think me and Josh talked about it in the offseason. We both preferred him over Josh Hart. I kind of think he's in that same mode.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. I mean, I he also gives me Burke vibes. And I say that because he can play multiple positions. I mean, on the Nets, he was playing the 4. You know what I mean? He could play the 1, he could play the 2, he could play the 3. He's only 6'4", so it doesn't give us any help with the size. I think he does have a real long wingspan. I like him too, though. It's just like it is kind of redundant. You know what I mean? But he would probably be a better ball handler than anybody in that second unit.
Yeah.
He's a Swiss Army knife, though.
Right. I mean, we need something. We need something with that second unit, man. Who did I just see? Someone just said the second unit only scored 5 points tonight. Who did I just see put that in there? I missed it. But they actually scored 7. They scored 7. Precious scored 2. Precious scored 2. Miles McBride scored 5, and Precious scored 2 points off of a dish from Jalen Brunson. You know, I'm hoping that, whatever happens soon. Happens soon. You know what I mean? So that we can, we can. I mean, we're winning, but we can, quell some of the worries. Because when I'm looking at them, and I'm like, our offensive numbers are looking a little anemic. Not as far as percentage wise, but the points that we're scoring. You know what I'm saying? It feels like right now we're shooting the ball 5 or 6 times less per game. We were up 91, 92, 93 shots per game. Now it's like we're at 85, 86, 87. We're missing that, and we got to find a way to get it back. And I'm pretty sure the front office is recognizing that too. The Knicks play Saturday. Is it Saturday? What's today? Thursday, Saturday against Toronto. How you feeling about that game?
Man, I'm excited. Honestly, I was almost gonna be at that game randomly.
I remember you told me.
I turned it
I
down
remember you told me.
because I'm like, I don't want to see nobody in Toronto. 2 days later, the trade happened, and by then my mom made other plans. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see the return. I'm excited because it could go a whole bunch of different ways. You know what I mean? Like they could have revenge. You know what I mean? They could play good and we could still win, which is what I'm hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's gonna be weird to see him in a different uniform.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna be weird to see, Randle against RJ at whatever particular time that happens.
Right.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be It's going to be a fun game. Toronto is 4-6 in their last 10. They lost their last game. Who they play their last game? It must have been last night, right?
Toronto, I think.
Yeah.
They lost last night. Who they play?
Let's see who they played last night. No. Wait a minute.
Well, today.
That's 17. So they must have played. Oh no, they played tonight. They played tonight because they won last night and they beat the Bull. They lost to the Bulls tonight, 116-110.
That's right.
Yeah. 116-110.
DeRozan went off. Vucevic went off, and Kobe White.
Yep. RJ, 17 points, 6 assists. Excuse me. 4 rebounds. Scotty Barnes, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Emmanuel quickly had 12 points. He was 4 for 10 from the field, 2 for 7 from the 3-point line. Bruce Brown, 15 points, 7 rebounds tonight. So we'll see. We'll see what that team is. They're going through a lot of changes and rotation changes and things like that. After OG and then what's his name is traded. So, they definitely look different. You know what I mean? There's not going to be much tape on the particular team that's coming in because of, so much player movement. But it's definitely going to be fun. Does RJ get a big ovation from the crowd?
100%. Both players. 100%. Yeah, I don't recall RJ getting booed ever. And if it is, it's definitely not more than once or twice.
Right. I don't recall him ever getting booed.
So yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be all love.
And quickly too. Yeah, both of them should, get probably a standing ovation from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And a nice thank you. You know what I mean? That'd be real classy from the crowd to do that.
And the
Those
Knicks,
guys
a
a nice
little
thank you. And the
tribute
Knicks,
video.
yeah, that'd be
I'm
nice.
sure
You know,
that's coming.
it'd be nice to do that too. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know, you think they will? The Knicks? You think the Knicks will give them a
They should. They should
tribute
get
video?
them all goosebumpy and emotional. You know what I mean? Show RJ getting drafted.
Right.
You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
should do all that.
Right.
Get them all emotional.
Get them all emotional. You know what I'm saying? Get them all emotional. You know, once a Knick, always a Knick. Plaster it. Give them a T-shirt that says "Once a Knick, always a Knick." All of that.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me get to a phone call. Call you live. Name me where you're from, please.
Yo, what's good? This is Savvy. Hey, you know where I'm at, South
Savvy
Florida. Out
D.
here, you know, it's good to hear y'all.
What's going on, brother? How you feeling,
I was just
man?
asking about you, bro. I seen you in the chat yesterday,
Yeah.
but I was just asking about you.
First of all, I want to just applaud the both of y'all. Y'all are both killing this content game. I love going from NBK to KNB, man. And I just wanted to give y'all props on how you're doing this thing over here.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. You know, I'm always a fan. I'm always a fan first and foremost. I see the chatter in the chat. I wasn't gonna bring this up about Bruce Brown. You know what I mean? He's the same height as DiVincenzo, but he's got the championship experience and some grit to him. I think that would be all right. But I wanted to ask you guys, you know, I heard Sim say the other day, he thinks that maybe, you know, in the Ananobi talks that Indiana drove the price up for us and never really had a sincere interest in getting him and wanted Pascal all along, right?
Right.
Do you think that we ever could get the guy that we need to put us in the top 3 of the East via a trade? I don't think we can. And I wanted to just get your take on that because I see that the Knicks have a hard time finding willing trade partners that have what we are looking to get from them without having to come across as we got fleeced or give up too much in the trade and not be able to get anywhere with it.
I don't think we need a superstar to move to number 3 in the East. So I do think we could do it.
Do you think on this team that we have a true second? Is Julius Randle going to be the second option in that top 3 team that gets to the conference finals, or is he a third option, or is he a really, really good third option? Because in that case, that's championship material.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I think with Randle as the second option, or 1-2 punch with Randle Brunson, I think we could get to the Eastern Conference Finals with just some help off the bench, or another guy who could score and create for himself and others. You know what I mean? So just to give these guys some breaks. Now, if we got a star, now that's in contention. If Randall's the third option and Brunson's the second option, or there's somebody in between them, I think we are in contention.
I think so too, but I think we're gonna have to get that dude via free agency. Probably, I don't think there's gonna be a trade that we are going to execute successfully with anybody that's going to give us what we need to get into that level. Because what I see,
can the Knicks afford him through free agency? But I don't know if the Knicks can afford him through free agency. Yeah, it's got to be through a trade. I don't see how the Knicks get him through free agency.
The timeline is messy with that, but But what I see, and like maybe I'm just feeling a little bit paranoid as a Knicks fan, but I see that we're kind of like one of those teams like the Lakers and like certain other teams where people don't want to see you win or see you be good. So it's kind of like pressure on front offices and GMs to not give us a workable trade that they would give maybe a small market team, right? That would put us into contention and have us potentially fighting to get a championship again.
Yeah, I mean, it's no doubt about it. There's always going to be a Knicks tax. I don't care what Uncle Fulio says. There's a Knicks tax, no matter what.
There's absolutely a Knicks tax.
Yeah,
My goodness.
There's a Knicks tax out there. You know what I mean? So Leon Rose and those guys have to be prepared to say, yeah, we got to pay a little bit more.
Yeah. I would rather
collect the assets to do so.
I would rather offload expiring contracts and picks. I don't want to see no more guys that's actually in the rotation getting up off this team unless it's going to be that dude. Because I'm not going to lie, as much as I love RJ Barrett, I understood trading him, but I queued going with him. That hurt, man. It hurt. It hurt.
Yeah,
and I think we need some of that energy back that he brought.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You know what I mean? And the Knicks right now are struggling to replace it, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
But salute, fellas. I
still
appreciate
think
y'all taking my call, man.
Yeah, no doubt. I still think they got better. Right? I think they got better, but to even get better, they need to add that other guy.
I'm not gonna lie. I love the spacing right now with OG Anunoby out there.
Yeah.
Like it's a beautiful way to play basketball. And Dante DiVincenzo is doing it too. But there's that little kick that we just don't have. We need to get that little spark back. You feel me?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But thank you all, fellas.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Appreciate it, Savvy.
NYK all day, baby. Take it easy.
Peace. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to head over to the Losers Lounge. Catch us there about 12:15 on the Losers Lounge, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm actually about to I'm about to connect it to this show. So when this show closes out, it'll take you straight to the Losers Lounge. All right, so that you can join us there. You know what I mean? In the meantime, please make sure you support the channel. You can support the channel through Cash App, $ nothing but Knicks, or through PayPal at paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. I just put the information in the YouTube chat. It's also in the description of the video. And Jalen Brunson was cooking tonight. He's definitely the player of the game. There's no doubt about that. So if you have not, ladies and gentlemen, just went onto printjurisdiction.com and checked out those Jalen Brunson Captain Clutch t-shirts and hoodies, then you're missing out. You got to go do that ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Go check them out. I know you can see them on the website when I'm showing you, like now, but you need to go and check them out, see all the options that's there. You know what I mean? Don't be the only one without one. You know what I mean? Go get your Captain Clutch t-shirt or a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? The first in the series of NBK Comics t-shirts, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, make sure you go check that out. All right? We're going to get up out of here. Tony, do you have any last words before we rock on over to the Losers Lounge?
It was an ugly win, but I'll take it, man. I'll take any win we get. You know what I mean? I'm frustrated too because it would have been nice for it to be a blowout, but it was good things to take away from it, right? DiVincenzo's continuing to be hot. You know what I mean? Brunson is still Captain Clutch. You know what I mean? Randle had his moments tonight. I mean, even when you hear complaints, right? Oh, he like earlier, he's holding on to the ball too long. He got to pass the ball, but then he got 8 assists. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like they're making up for the things they're lacking on, even if they squeeze by. But let's make this next move just to solidify us, so we don't got to go through this for the duration of the season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head over to the Losers Lounge. And Greg, when you ask a good question, I'll support your question. I'm out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Nick.